Hello, everybody, and welcome to RETV. My name is Paul Jeffrey, and today I've got a very special guest. I'd like to introduce you all to Mr. Tom Bunton of the wonderful gridfinder.com website. Tom, great to have you with us. How are you today?
Very well. Thanks for having me. And that was quite an intro.
I do try. For all our viewers at home that are watching that maybe aren't familiar with yourself and Gridfinder, can you give us a little bit of background about who Gridfinder are, what they do, and why we might be interested?
Yeah, absolutely. So probably 5 or 6 weeks ago now, I was trying to find a league to join, a Formula One 2020 league to join myself to have a race. And I was trying to work out where I could find a league, and I figured there would be a list somewhere of leagues that I could join. Just do a quick search and filter that I want it to be on PC and that I want it to be on a Wednesday, and perhaps I want it to be a European server, something like that. But it didn't exist, so I googled and googled and googled, and there were forums and there were Facebook pages and bits and pieces, but nothing that was particularly easy to use. Loads and loads of people on Facebook would just say looking for a league, and then you would just get Discord link after Discord link after Discord link, but no information about that league. So inevitably, the person would be based in America, and half the leagues would be EU, so the times wouldn't work. And then of that half, maybe a quarter of them were actually for PS4 or Xbox, whatever they want. So not a particularly convenient way of finding a league. So I thought, well, I'm just going to make it myself. So I just sat down in the kitchen and built Gridfinder, which started off as a very simple list of leagues, and then we just built in some filters, and then the website has grown from there. I've just checked, just refreshing my screen now. We're at 398 leagues, so it's taken off.
Fantastic. I mean, that's great to see, actually, that you've found a need for something in the marketplace and then gone in there and built something for it. So you say you've got 390 something leagues. What kind of leagues are we talking here? Can anybody join this, or what's the criteria for being a part of Gridfinder?
So to join as a league, there's no real criteria. As long as you run a league and it's active, you can go on. You can create a profile on there. You can add as many divisions as you want. So some of our bigger leagues will have 4 or 5 divisions. So perhaps like a gold, silver, and bronze tier, or assists and no assists. And then some people actually run different sims within their league. So they might run a couple of AC leagues, a couple of ACC leagues. So they can put on as many as they want. However, we do have the Gridfinder approved feature, and that's sort of a quality control feature. So once they've been on for a little while, they can apply for this Gridfinder approved status. And then I go through, I spend a couple of hours, I look at all of their social media, I look at their streams, I look at their Discord, I make sure that it's active and make sure they get full grids. And if they tick all these boxes, then they get the Gridfinder approved badge. So anyone can go on, but the good ones will get the Gridfinder approved badge, and then you can, when you're searching through that, they will appear at the top so that you know that the league you're joining is a decent league.
That's fantastic to hear. And again, is this based in Europe or worldwide? Is there any criteria in terms of location to be part of it?
No, you can join all over the world. In fact, since you've asked, let me just have a quick look. So in terms of our regions, we've got leagues from North America, South America, Europe, South Africa, and there's quite a lot in New Zealand and Australia too. So yeah, we've got leagues from all over the world, which means if you're looking for one, it's ideal, because we get a lot of people actually will look for a league in a region different to theirs. Say if they work nights, for example, they might want to look for a league that's in a different region, so that when it's busy in the evening, actually for them is the morning. So yeah, that feature is particularly useful, and we're nicely spread now across the world. We've got a decent balance. It used to be pretty much all Europe, and now it's nicely spread across. So there's something in there for everyone.
That's brilliant. And I know you've touched on it already a little bit at the start of this conversation, but as a driver looking for somewhere to race, what does the website present to me? How do you make it so I can find what it is that I'm looking for?
Okay, well, it's very simple. You just go to grid-finder.com or gridfinder.com, or just search Gridfinder Sim Racing in Google. You get to the homepage. You want to click on Gridfinder, which is one of the tabs in the menu. And then you're presented with some options. So first thing to do is select your platform. So I've selected PC. I'm going to select Assetto Corsa Competizione. And then the next option I've got is class. So I can now select classes available. So we've got multi-class, GT3, GT4, for example. The next thing you can do is you can select which days you can race. So, let's say I can race on a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. Once you've selected one that you like, you click on info, and then you get a page dedicated to that division. So I've clicked on one called PCDC Motorsports. There I can see their race frequency. So I can see their race weekly. I can see that they race 8 races per series or per season. I can see their race day is Saturday and that they race at 1900 UTC GMT. So I've got the time zone in there as well. Obviously quite important, being sim racing, being as international as it is. I can see they run practice sessions and qualifying sessions, and I can see their race duration is about 60 minutes. I can also see that they live stream. I can see that they've got commentators, and I can see that they stream on Twitch. And then there's a whole load of description underneath that they've added about their rules, their formats, and the sort of driver that they're looking for. Friendly sportsmanship over pure competition is what they specified. So you get quite a lot of information about the league very quickly. And if you want to join, all you do is click join league, and then that'll send you straight through to their Discord or their Facebook or whatever they've set up. So simple as that.
Wow, that sounds absolutely brilliant. A really, really useful resource for league owners and for drivers alike. Now, that's the bread and butter, so to speak, Tom, of what the platform offers. But also, you've got a charity calendar, I believe. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So on my Discord, on the Gridfinder Discord, we have lots of conversations about everything from actual Formula One to sim racing to gaming generally. And I've noticed a couple of times that the idea of mental health has come up. A lot of people have been discussing how sim racing really helps them in their mental health or their particular, their home situation, or they're basically discussing how sim racing is a decent escape. And me and Steve from RaceDepartment were looking for a way to come up with a way to help the sim racing community. And I figured that a nice way to help the sim racing community would be to create a charity calendar, the proceeds of which go towards men's mental health. So the idea is simple. Anyone can submit a design, so either a livery design or if they're a bit of a sim photographer and they take photos of the races, race action or crashes or whatever it happens to be, they can submit their designs. Best 12 will be chosen. They'll be pretty big, A4 size calendars. They'll be printed with their name and logo at the bottom. And then we're going to sell those to as many people as possible. And 100% of the profits go to the charity, which is called CALM, CALM.
Fantastic. And where would our budding sim photographers submit these images to?
Okay, so the way to do it is to just go to gridfinder.com, and then on the front page, the very first thing that you'll see at the moment is in big text, submit your entry to this year's Gridfinder charity calendar. You click on that, and then you go through to gridfinder.com/charity-calendar, and then all the information is there. So the closing date is the 22nd of November. Requirements for the image that they're submitting, so the size of the image, etc. A couple of little bits of guidance about their image, and then they can submit their entry just by a simple form. And if they want to, if you're not necessarily a livery designer or you're not a sim photographer, but you want to donate to the charity, then you can just click on donate, and that'll just go through to the Just Giving page for this project.
Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic initiative. So congratulations on that one. And people at home watching, I implore you to go and check that out or donate if you can. A wonderful cause. Tom, just taking it back to Gridfinder again, finally. You say you've not been going very long, but achieved incredible success already. What's next for gridfinder.com?
Well, so a million things. My inbox is swamped with companies and leagues and whatnot wanting to get involved and help Gridfinder and partner with us and sort of move it along. So there's absolutely loads happening in the future. I'm at the moment trying to work on optimizing what we've got at the moment. One of the big bits of feedback we get from the users is that the mobile version could be faster, which I absolutely 100% agree, and that's something I'm working on now. So there's potential for upgrading the website or potentially developing an app, which would be, so it'll all be downloaded for you already. So it'll be nice and quick, nice and reactive to your searches. Loads. But if you want to keep up to date with our updates, then just follow Gridfinder on Facebook or join the Discord.
Fantastic. It sounds like an incredible resource, which will be massively useful for the sim racing community. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Tom Bunton from Gridfinder. Sorry, Tom, seriously appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.